think they have water spigot out here to use. This isn't the spot. Hey, I'm Richard.
And I'm Devin.
And this is Down-Grid Survival. Today we're going to be talking about this Clearsource NOMAD water filtration system. Now, a couple of weeks ago we released a video introducing the NOMAD Clearsource, and we did the unboxing. We talked about some of its features. So if you didn't see that video, be sure to go check it out. I'll stick a link to it up here in the card above. Alligators.
Fish.
Turtles.
Might be a turtle.
We're just missing lions and bears. So hey, if you didn't see that video, go ahead and go check that out. Today we're out here, we're going to actually do some testing with this unit, see if it does everything the company says or claims that it can do. And we're going to try to just have some good time doing it. Now we're out at our favorite alligator hole, and we're going to be testing this. Was that you or the? That
was me. You're getting too paranoid. There's no alligators out here. I mean, there could be. There could be, but most likely not.
Yeah, there could be an appearance. We'll see. So it is our favorite alligator hole. So we like to say we're drinking alligator water, but we're going to test this thing out and see how it does. So here we go.
It's a lot farther than I remember. You might be right. This could be.
No, it's not 25 or 20. It's probably 10, 12. There you go.
Got it. Alright, so it is 10 feet from the water.
Alright, so we'll have to go with 10 feet. Okay, so Clearsource sends you this accessory box. Now I've added a few extra items in here for today, but they do send you this battery clip with the SAE connector that allows us to plug it directly into the unit. And it comes with this screen that you can put on the end of your hose to start filtering sediment out before it even reaches your hose. Now the unit doesn't come with a battery, but it does require a 12-volt battery. So for instance, the battery in your car or your truck you could use to run this system. However, I was looking for something more portable, smaller, lightweight, and I did find this 12-volt battery by Mighty Max. Now the problem with this battery is it is rather small, and it's only a 5 AH rating battery. So we know this isn't going to last a long time, but we're hoping it's going to be enough to get us through the testing today. If for some reason it doesn't, well, we do have a backup. And part of my backup plan is I went out and found a AC to DC adapter that should work with this unit, and I've got it right here that has the standard wall outlet plug, right? So I'm going to be plugging that into our EcoFlow portable battery system, and we can power it that way as well. I will put links to these items in the description below. Now Devin's going to be attaching the screen filter to the end of our water hose, and this will help again filter out some of the rocks and large sediment. And now we're going to drag our hose to the water's edge. All right. So the idea here is to
not get this completely tangled.
Yeah.
Like we already have.
Yeah, something like that.
Just keep feeding me line.
Because if you end up in the water, I want to get this on camera.
I'm going to end up down there, so I'm going to need you to hold this. So I got to jump down there and make sure we get this.
You want to get down there? There's no need to get all the way down there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That was kind of pokey. That was kind of pokey. That was kind of pokey.
Yeah, I didn't bring a rope to haul you back up.
You're going to have to help me back up.
All right. Here you go. Okay, so Devin's scrambling around down here in the water's edge, and I'm watching for alligators to make sure he doesn't become alligator bait. But we're gonna go ahead and drop the hose into the water. Now we just measured this and determined that it's about 10 feet or so from the water's edge up here. I was remembering that it was maybe a little taller. It's not, unfortunately, but we can at least test it out at 10 feet. All right.
All right, now the fun part. See, that wasn't too bad, was it?
That wasn't bad. Now the Clearsource NOMAD is designed for the RV community, but I did reach out to them when I discovered it and said, hey, you know, this has applicability in the preparedness community. And I think this unit is perfect for anyone who is needing to produce a large volume of clean drinking water for their camp, you know, for their mutual assistance group, or even for their neighborhood. Now the company claims that this will produce 5 gallons of water per minute, so we're going to be testing that feature out. They also claim that you can draw water up at least a 20-foot vertical rise, and our embankment over here is only 10 or 12 feet. But they also claim that you can draw water from 100 feet away, and we do have a 100-foot hose, so we'll be testing that here in a moment. So next, we're just going to go ahead and get this set up, get it turned on, let the system purge, and see where we're at. Now, anytime you're using a water filtration system and you're using a garden-style hose with it, make sure you go out and get a hose that is designed for drinking water, okay? You can find this at any camping store, any RV store. You can find it at Walmart. You can find them on Amazon. In fact, I'll leave a couple of links down below. But the point is, a standard garden hose is made from petrochemicals, right? And it's not really designed for long-term water consumption because you're consuming the chemicals and the rubber materials and things that the hose was made of, and that's just not real healthy. So for the purpose of this video today, we do have a drinking hose from Camco, and we're going to be hooking that up on the outlet side. So after the water gets through our filter system and it's clean, it'll be coming out, and we'll be using this drinking hose. Now this is our standard garden hose that we're connecting. This is the inlet size. And as you can see, we've got about 100 feet. A lot of it's rolled up right there still, and it goes out to the water edge over there. Okay, next we're going to hook up the power. All right. Black to black, red to red. Okay, the moment of truth. We do have our on-off switch. Devin's going to flip the switch. We're going to see what happens. That's a nice and quiet machine. And I suspect it'll take a couple minutes to prime.
Sounds like you can hear the water already coming up through the hose.
Yeah, we've got movement in our water hose, so it's... I hear gurgling.
I'm gonna go check that.
And we hear what sounds like air slurping down there. So Devin's gonna go check, make sure the hose didn't float up.
We're still good.
We're good.
Still in the water. And it's deep enough.
We should have primed this part, but it's been a good minute now. I just heard the motor change a little bit, so we must be getting close. Okay, so we're having just a little bit of trouble here, so we don't know if it's something we're doing or if maybe the unit just can't do everything it was advertised to do. We looked at the instruction manual, which is just a one-page, blank on one side. Talks about cleaning, filter replacement, using the system, but there's no instructions, there's no troubleshooting help here. We let the motor run for probably a good 2 minutes, and it had yet to prime and draw water up. We checked the filters just to make sure that, you know, there wasn't any plastic on the filters, because they advertise that this is ready to go right out of the box. The filters are here, they're installed, they're not in packaging. Everything looks good. We're going to go ahead and turn this back on and just let it run for a few more minutes and see if we get anywhere or see if we end up burning up our pump. Okay, so another thing Devin and I was just talking about is we do have 3 feet of elevation here on this table. This table is sitting on a cement pad that is almost a foot high, so that's an additional 4 feet. And then the elevation from here to the edge of the bank is maybe another 3 feet. We'll say 4 just to make sure. So in all, we're probably close to about 17 feet of elevation.
The only other thing to question would be, this is, like you said, a smaller battery that's portable. It's still 12 volt, but it's only, the amp hour is super small. So maybe
it could be. I didn't think about that. So the pump's not running at full speed.
Maybe. The only other thing we could do is maybe switch over to the EcoFlow here in a minute.
Let's do that. Let's go ahead and grab. Let's grab the EcoFlow. Okay, so Devin's probably right. The small battery we were using was just a 5 amp, and it's probably not strong enough to run that motor at full capacity. So we do have our EcoFlow here. We're going to power that up. Now, I contacted Clearsource about alternate power solutions to see if there's a power adapter for this. I never got a response back. So I went online and I did find this power adapter, and it converts from AC to DC at 10 amps. So this will give us more power on this motor, which is probably what it requires. So we're going to get that plugged in here.
There we go.
There we go. And we'll see how this goes. The motor sounds about the same.
Yeah, I was going to say, right from the start, I don't hear much of a difference. But we'll see.
You know, when it comes to DIY, electrical, anything like that, it's a blank page up here, right? I don't get it. So, but the 5 amp that the battery is providing compared to this 10 amp that this thing produces makes me think that the motor will work a little harder. I'm not hearing it, but we'll give it a couple of minutes to see if we get anywhere. Okay, so sitting here troubleshooting this for about 20 minutes, trying to figure out if this motor is just not strong enough, what might be going on. And Devin had a great idea. He saw water in the clear hose over here, so we knew the water was up in the hose, and right here in this first little filter, it just wasn't getting anywhere. So we took it off the table, dropped it down, almost 3 feet, and now we're getting water. So that 3 feet of elevation made all the difference. Now that motor just got real quiet.
Even quieter than before.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we are just at that limit. So maybe, what, 15 feet is realistically its limit for...
Possibly, yeah, possibly 15 feet, but we're also running it through 100 feet of hose. So maybe you can do 20 feet with a shorter hose, as we were just discussing off camera. Certainly we can do 100 feet of hose on flat level ground, but you know, we do have that 15 feet or so of elevation. So we got water coming out now. So let's proceed with the video.
So I have my watch ready, and we'll flip that up and we'll get this started.
So we have good water flow. And this is a smaller drinking hose, but yeah, we've got good water flow here. This is impressive now. And I'm seeing nice, clean, clear water. Of course, that doesn't mean the bacteria is gone, but we're not getting any sediment at all. So, you know, we've got the filter on the end of the water hose. We got the other screen filter built into the side of the machine. Then we have the regular sediment filter that it goes through. And from there, it goes through the virus guard filter. So that virus guard filter is taking out any Giardia or cysts and anything that could make us sick. That is beautiful, clean looking water right there.
So it's just over a minute now.
We're about halfway full.
And we're about 2.5 gallons in. Coming up on 1:50 now.
So we probably got 4.5, getting close to 5,
yeah,
probably. Because I don't think 5 is all the way up.
Right. So we just crossed the 2-minute mark.
So we're going to call it just over 2 minutes to give us about 5 gallons. This bucket, 5 gallon is not here to complete top, so we're going to call that 5 gallons right there. So, you know, it could be that we're using a power source that is not allowing the motor to work at full capacity. It is a 14 amp motor, and we've got a 10 amp power supply, so that tells me maybe the motor isn't running at full capacity, so that could have an effect on it. We are drawing water up about 15 feet and through a 100-foot hose, so at that distance, you know, maybe it's slowing things down a little bit. We're not sure. But Devin, I'm interested in testing out this water right here and seeing what it tastes like.
Absolutely.
So let's grab those cups.
And look, our water taster is back.
Hey, come on over here, water taster.
I'm excited about it.
We'll let you dirty up a cup. We'll dirty up a cup if you want.
You just fill it full of water. I'm drinking.
You don't mind being on camera?
I don't mind.
And what's your name?
Jim Shorts.
Jim. We're just gonna go with Jim.
Jim Shorts, Rusty Pipes.
There you go.
Jerry Parrish is my real name.
I got you.
Oh, well.
All right, so we got Jim here with us. Him and his family are just passing through the area at the park today, enjoying their this beautiful weather. And he's agreed to be a taste tester of our water here.
Man, it looks good too.
Doesn't it?
Just give me the bucket, because I'm thirsty.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. This is pure alligator.
This is pure alligator water, and you get to be the first taste tester.
William, want to try it?
Come on over.
Grandson.
Give it a whirl.
He's like, don't do it, Grandpa. Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's just a sip. Don't be afraid.
That's honestly really.
Nice-
you wouldn't
nice,
know.
clean, crisp water,
You wouldn't know that from a bottle of water.
It's actually better than bottled water.
Yeah,
Because bottled water been sitting for a while.
That's right. And it's in that plastic, and
that's really impressive.
that is impressive.
You kids want to try?
Come on over here, try it.
May? Come on, kids.
They say no, not on camera. You can stay off camera if you want and try it.
I'll try it if I don't have to go on camera.
All right.
I drank from this.
We're gonna let the camera roll, and we're gonna let you taste
Come on,
test.
William.
You don't have a cup?
No, drink it. We got
Is
to
that
drink.
okay to drink from this?
Yeah, go ahead. We're not gonna drink from him. We're gonna drink from this bucket over here.
Wow.
No taste again. That was
It
terrible.
tastes
That
good.
was a terrible, terrible taste.
But this isn't some type of like Jim Jones thing, right? I just willingly drank the water.
You're like, we're okay.
That's funny. That's funny. Outstanding. Outstanding. So we got approval right here from these good folks just passing by. They've taste tested it for us, so you don't have to take our word for it. You can take their word for it.
Cup's your size. This one's my size.
Well, you're a big guy, so you need that. If you want to take that whole picture with you, you
You
can.
got,
You are more than welcome.
you got it. What was your name?
Richard,
Richard Jerry Parrish.
nice to meet you, Jerry.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for the water.
No,
Yeah,
you're
no
welcome.
problem.
You're welcome.
Thank you for testing
It
it.
works. How do we get one of these?
What's that?
How do we get one of these?
Well, you can get the name, and you can go onto the website or go on Amazon and hook it up.
What is it?
It's called the Clearsource NOMAD.
Wow.
So it's
Now-
just like a product review or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Nice. That's awesome.
So this is this will be all off camera. This is designed for the RV community. So people put them in their RVs so they can go boondocking and stuff.
Sure.
But we found other applications for it, and we said, you know what? We think that other people can use it for emergency preparedness and that sort of thing. So that's what we do. We do emergency preparedness
Members
stuff.
will love that.
And so we said, hey, let's hook it up. So
We're
they
preppers, too, so we're gonna have to look.
are you?
Oh, heck yeah, man. You gotta be ready.
Come back over here for a second. Jim, right?
Jerry.
Jerry. I'm sorry, Jim.
Shorts was my
Jim.
alias for the
Jim was your alias.
government later.
Okay, so you don't mind being on camera for this part, right?
No.
So you admittedly that you're a prepper.
Yeah.
Outstanding, because
Welcome
on our
to-
channel we are preppers too, and that's
Yep.
that's exactly what we're doing.
That's exactly what we're.
But anybody who knows me doesn't know where I live, right? And the people that know where I live don't know that I'm preppers, because even though we're good Christian folk and we want to be able to help those around us, what I don't do is just advertise to my friends and neighbors that I'm stocked and I'm ready, because they're going to come beating down the door when things go bad, and
Right.
I'll lose everything that I've got from my family, right? So that's just one thing. That's just one thing right there. I wanted to throw out that us. I'm letting you know we're preppers, but you don't know where I live, so that's all good.
Sure.
But
What's your address though? Because we got
no,
to-
no, you're not getting my address.
Let's pray about. I'll pray. Lord, tell me.
He'll guide you. He'll guide you. And if you show up,
You're going to be.
you
like,
might see the bad end of an ugly stick. I don't know.
That dude does know Jesus.
The first time around, we'll give you something to go away with. You come back with your friends, and we got problems.
That's exactly right.
But we do what we can for folks, right?
Close the doors to the yard. That's what I'm
That's right. He had to. He had the limit.
Yeah, all hell's going to break loose. We just
Yeah.
got to be ready for it.
And all hell is going to break loose, is what I think. And what concerns me most is there's so many people that just don't get it. They're not seeing it coming.
They have a blind eye right now.
They do, and
It is.
and when their eyes open up, it's going to be a little too late to get ready.
Right.
So,
So-
and that's unfortunate.
One of our reasonings too is why we do what we do. And,
Yeah.
I'm in the streets every day with kids that are in trouble. So
Wow, good for you.
showing those kids exactly, because they don't know. They're lost. Lost people do lost things, right?
Absolutely.
So
And the most important part of that is he feeds them.
There you go. And you know what? And that's where it starts right
feed
there.
them, you can lead them.
That's right. That's where it's-
for an hour, then I'm gonna do a love offering. So I'm an evangelist, right?
Right.
So,
Bless you guys.
Good.
really
Hey,
do.
bless you too. Thanks
guys,
again.
Nice to meet
Good,
you.
good to
Yeah.
meet you. Good to happen
Pray
by.
for me and I'll pray for you. And,
Absolutely.
Absolutely, we will.
man.
Keep working with those kids, all right?
You got it. Thanks for the water.
Outstanding.
It works.
It works. It's an outstanding. You know what started out to be not so great trying to figure this thing
Yeah,
out.
I really
Look
thought
how it
this was
evolved.
gonna bust.
And look how it
then
evolved, and look what it turned
I
into.
saw the water in that clear hose, and I was like, it's right there.
Yeah, and then we got Jerry come by here admitting he's a prepper and he works with kids on the street and a good Christian man, and he's out here just having fun and just really made the video, so that helps. Okay, so admittedly, you know, I don't know anything about electricity.
Right. Neither do I. I'm not the
And
best.
neither one of us know a lot about electricity. So we felt the need to go ahead and reach out to tech support. Now, tech support with the company isn't available, but we did reach out to Devin's father, and he's a pretty knowledgeable guy. So here's what we learned. The motor's at, go ahead,
So we learned that this motor is 12 volt,
14 amps.
14 amps. Yes, 12 volt, 14 amps. Today we tried a 12 volt, 5 amps power source, and we tried a 12 volt, 10 amp power source. Now with the 10 amp power source, it pulled the water up right before that pre-filter that we showed you before, and it was right there before it, and it wouldn't suck the water up just that much more. Well,
The water needed to go another
three
3 inches or so.
yeah, and we would have been able to suck the motor would have been able to grab that water and pull it through the system. And what that boiled down to, the amp on your power source relates to the amount of flow in which you can get out of the motor. So today we were able to use a 12 volt 10 amp, which once we brought the Nomad down off the table and onto the concrete, that difference of 3 feet allowed our 10 amp power source to power that motor, get that water through that motor, and effectively put water in our bucket.
But because we had a slightly lower amperage on our power source, the motor isn't running at full capacity.
Right.
That's why the bucket wasn't able to fill completely within a minute, as the company described. So I'm confident knowing that we got it half full in about 2 minutes.
Well, we had it half full. We had 2.5 gallons right over a minute. So
Right over a minute.
So I would definitely say that they're
With using 10 amps, not using the full 14.
I think with the 14 amps,
We'd have been close. We'd have been close. We'd have been close to 5 gallons a minute, maybe 4.5 gallons per minute.
Absolutely.
So it would have almost been there. But the impressive thing about this, there's 2 things we learned today. One is this small motor does operate on a slower amp power source. I don't know how healthy that is for the motor long term, but it did work for today. We learned that we could get at least, we tried 17 feet of elevation. That didn't work, again, with a slower power source, a weaker power source. But at 15 feet elevation and then through 100 feet of hose, we were able to get the water. And then we also learned that the sediment filter and the virus guard filter on this machine worked very, very well. The water tasted great.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, it tastes better than bottled water, because bottled water, sometimes you can still get that plasticky, chemically taste out of it. And we had someone, as you saw in video, independent, that was just passing by the area here that stopped and drank the water, and he agreed with us that that was actually very good tasting water, even though it came out of this dark, murky, alligator-infested river. Hey, we'd like to again thank Clearsource for sending this to us to do a test and review today, and we hope we did it justice. You know, even despite our technical problems, it's what we do here. We learn, and we learn together, and we show you what we learned and what failed and what didn't work for us. But in the end, we do think this is a great product, and if you're interested in it, there will be links in the description below. You know, everyone should have plenty of stored water, but a lot of us don't have a place to store it, but you definitely need to have multiple ways to clean and purify water. And I recommend this being one of the means to clear and purify water, because again, you can do it for a large group of people, and I think that's where it can be best used. If you like this video, please smash that like button down there and help us out to get this video out to more people so they can learn about this as well. And if you like this video, you might enjoy one of the other videos we did recently. So we're going to stick those over Devin's face right here. And if you click on one of those videos, we'll see you over on the other side. Thanks for watching. All right.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. That was good.